After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 435. Today is Saturday, January 2nd, 2021, as we are recording. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. And we're just going to apologize in advance. I managed to damage the screen we usually look at while we're podcasting that plugs into my camera. I was trying to carry too much stuff on my rollator because I would do it myself. And I broke it. So we are looking at the little screen on the camera. So you might see me occasionally adjusting Mom because she can't see the screen quite as well, the little one. So, just an FYI. Also, this is fun because I got this shirt when I was like 8.
We got it for her to sleep in.
Yeah. And Davina had one that said, okay, I've seen London, now take me home. But I always liked my Bulldog shirt. It's held up really well over the years.
Okay, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers.
Did we introduce ourselves?
I am Lady Fernico, also known as Marlisha.
We probably did this. Wait, do we do our name first or thing?
I just decided to do it that way.
Okay, I was like really confused all of a sudden. I'm like, wow.
If you want to go with the
status
status
quo, I don't even know what reality is anymore.
If you want to go with the status quo, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
Okay, I'm Kelly, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I just got really confused and started questioning my knowledge of everything.
I want to welcome all new returning viewers. We're glad to have you with us. If you are new, yay. Okay, we're glad you found us. We hope you find something that you like and that you will stay with us. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you here.
I made the frog something on the podcast, I forgot.
If you are in the shadows, we want to suggest, if you'd like, that you press the little subscribe button on your right and then hit the little bell. That will allow you to get notifications on when we put the podcast up. And if you want to join in the alongs and the fun and the food and all that stuff, it's in our PHN home group, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. It's free. All you have to do is say you want to get in, and one of us will let you in. By one of us, I mean Talia, myself, or one of our moderators, okay?
Yes, their moderators
are awesome. And we do have a new member, and the information is in that little drop box below the video. We do have an official new member. We have BJ7481. Welcome.
Oh, hey, BJ.
Is that BJ?
I'm pretty sure it's BJ.
I was wondering if it was.
Before I forget, we do now have a thread in there that talks about if you want to block them from sharing your information.
Your information for other ads. Selling your information.
Mm-hmm. So you can, if you follow the thread and the links I put in there, you can first of all read their privacy stuff, and then you can click remove me from list of sharing information or whatever.
And only press it once. One of our members told us if you press it twice, you get back on the list. Okay, so press it once.
Yeah.
And if you find that you did accidentally press it twice, then press it another time.
Just odd number of times.
Okay. All right. Now, we have our tea. If we both have 6 projects, but you have an FO, you have to go first.
Okay. So, let me just stir my tea. In my Bunnies mug, because this is a mug I've been using, is my Simpson and Vale Literary Tea Collection Edgar Allan Poe Black Tea Blend, or as I just call it, the Poe tea.
It's a really smoky tea. Not as bad as some of your other.
Well, I think teas. Also it tastes smokier as it cools.
Could be.
But I do like a nice smoky tea. I mean, I have to be in the right mood for it, but I like smoky teas better than you do. Oh, and this has It says, immerse yourself in the terrors of Edgar Allan Poe's writings as you sip this smoky blend with an earthy hint and a deep blood red color that recalls his darkest tales of intrigue and macabre. I'm always drinking this in a black mug, so I'm not actually sure of the color. I always thought it was just a black tea. And it has black teas, puree tea, lapsang souchong tea, beetroot, and bergamot oil. I mean, it makes me think of what's the ingredients, kind of like an Earl Grey type tea.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Some of the ingredients are quite similar.
Yeah.
Because you will see Earl Greys with the beetroot and the bergamot oil.
But you don't have the smokiness with an Earl Grey. Unless it's a Picard or something.
Yeah.
And Picard is a Plum Deluxe.
For some reason, I'm really tasting the beetroot this time. The only reason I could pull out that taste, I used to drink, for one of my medicines, beetroot. It was nasty.
I still find this a little too smoky. It tastes to me like a campfire. That's what it tastes like to me.
You see, I like that. I liked that's part of what I liked in. I had gunpowder tea. Yeah. That's a green tea.
Yeah, I don't care for that in a tea. I don't mind it like on a piece of meat or something, but not so much in a tea.
Remember the Plum Deluxe tea where they're like, it was a bonfire in a cup or something like that. And I'm just like, that sounds really
hard to drink.
Bad.
Yeah.
I'm having. This came from a mix. It's a little gluten-free, dairy-free muffin. It's blueberry. I'm not gonna make this mix anymore. It's very caloric, and I have a way less caloric handmade one that I can make. That's in my everything gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook. So after I finish these, I'll make those instead.
In my chronically crocheting mug that Crystal very generously gave me a while back, my Yarny Friends Make the Best Friends mug, I'm drinking again because apparently this is what I want. This is the tea that Stephanie gave us. It's Candy Cane Craze herbal dessert tea.
Well, you love your dessert teas.
Yeah. Infuse the goodness. And this has candy cane craze, Rubios. I like Rubios. Candy canes, peppermint, marshmallows, cacao nibs, natural white chocolate flavoring, roasted cacao shells, natural vanilla flavoring.
You see, I like the Earl Grey they put out.
I can't wait to have some.
But that is almost, there's too many ingredients in there for me. It's almost more like a David's tea. So I probably wouldn't enjoy that particular one.
It's not real like a David's tea. You have to put your sugar in, otherwise it's not sweet.
Okay.
I
think all the extra ingredients like marshmallow and
right. Well, the marshmallow is
and the candy cane and stuff like that.
Because this is just adding the flavor. That's all it's adding.
Okay.
The Rubio's tea is the main ingredient, and you got for flavoring the candy canes and peppermint marshmallows.
And I know that a lot of people like David's tea. I just happen to not. Mm-hmm. I'm a snob, I guess.
Sure. Okay, so that's my tea.
But I mean...
And she can't taste that because she's not sure about the white chocolate
right,
in it.
And honestly, that's fine. She really loves dessert tea, so it's better for her anyway.
Okay, now, I'm not going to go through the charities right now because we'll do that later when we can do more stuff. Brittany, you have to let us know what your goals are for this year for your charity, so we can get to work on that.
Right.
Okay.
For the if it's dishcloths again or
dishcloths and hats.
Right?
Yeah, I think she does. Dishcloths, hats, scarves, whatever. Brittany is kind of her charities are kind of a pet project of ours. So
right, even without the charity along,
right,
still going.
Right, you can make it. You can make it work. Oh, and I figured out what I want to do about the colors only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. We did pull for prizes. Or rather, I pulled for prizes.
You pulled for prizes.
So, let's get to the nitty-gritty of that. We just have a little bit of tea.
And Mom had like some sort of 70-calorie bar or something.
Yeah, I did. A brown, one of those Fiber One 70-calorie bars.
I know what I'm having for dinner already today, so I was able to handle this. I made myself some enchilada casserole. Really amazing. Just made it gluten-free, dairy-free.
And I'm not sure what we're having. I'm not sure if we're having bratwurst and sausage or if we're having... Because if we're having that, then she can have that and she can move her thing over. Yeah. And then, and hamburgers, because we have your hamburgers too.
Yeah.
Your hamburgers, not the one that's like 50,000 calories. Yeah. And then I'm making chicken tacos but I don't know if that's for today or tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if we're having that today, she has to have her enchilada because she can't have the tacos.
Which I'm perfectly fine with. I love this enchilada casserole, and it freezes really well. It was something called 5. I think it's like 5 in 1 hour. It was a really nice. Google it. It was a really nice thing where you could get a meal plan, and you would pick your recipes for the week. It would make your shopping list for you, and they would change out recipes. I think like every 6 months or so, they would change out half the recipes.
That's nice.
And you could choose if you wanted like the all plan or if you wanted like the clean eating plan or whatever. It was a really nice thing. You know, you do have to pay for it, but I got that recipe from it. And honestly, that recipe alone has paid for that thing.
All right, moving back to along here. That's good information, though. For the charity Cal Lao, the post started with number 701 because that was where I left off for the third quarter, and the winner of the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn in the pheasant colorway, that is this yarn, which is really pretty.
Their bird, excuse me, their bird colors are really gorgeous.
Okay,
I am so sorry, guys.
And this is. It feels softer than it has in the past.
Well, I'm thinking there's not as much vegetation in this one. I'm not seeing as much as what was in my bullfinch.
I don't know, but it's
So maybe they've changed their base slightly.
They could have, but I still think it's 100% wool. I don't think it's superwash. Is it wool and nylon?
It's wool and nylon. It was wool and nylon before, but maybe they changed the kind of wool they're using, or maybe it's just that our taste has changed.
Maybe
slightly?
The sensitivity is slightly different now. Okay, so anyway, the winner of the West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply in the pheasant colorways, the fingering sock weight, is Sylvie. Okay, so no, that's not right. I'm not. No, sorry. Forget.
Sorry, Sylvie.
Forget that, Sylvie. Don't worry, you have something, but not this. Okay, I know who you are. Okay.
Oh, that'll be sweet.
I know who you are. I need your name and your address, your full name and your address, and the fact that you won the West Yorkshire Spinners in the pheasant colorway, okay?
You're going to really enjoy working with that. It works up really prettily.
And we're glad that her efforts to rejoin us, she won something. So that's really cool. All right, so
I don't know if you use fingering weight yarn. I hope you do.
Yeah. Okay, now...
Because I can't remember seeing if you did. Because I know you knit a lot of charity stuff.
Well, she might still. And she might, maybe some of the stuff we don't see that's not charity.
That's true.
Just let us know what your address is. Contact me, okay? And I'm not sure who closed out the threads, but thank you very much. I wanted to say it was Patty, but I'm not sure.
One of our amazing moderators.
One of our wonderful moderators did. Okay. Now, the second...
I was up way too late last night, but I was not on there. I was writing design.
Yeah, but that wasn't when they closed it. They closed it the day before that.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Going into
I'm off a day.
Okay. 2 skeins of mohair min yarn donated by Marriott. And this is really pretty. The color is really, really pretty. And it's fuzzy yarn. And I'm pretty sure that the winner does use mohair.
Well, that's good.
This is Wombat of Doom.
Yeah.
Wombat of Doom.
Because she knits so many of the patterns for
Cozy Up
Knits, and they love mohair.
Patty, yeah, I have your address and I have your name. Send it to me. Okay? And what you wore. And what you wore. And what you wore.
And
what you went. And
what are you wearing, Patty?
What are you wearing when you won this? Okay, so Patty, you have a special thing. You have to tell me what you were wearing when you heard this and what you won, which is mohair mini. So 2 skeins of mohair for the charity along, okay?
She's really creepy.
Creepy. That's what she gets for us not getting together before the holidays. Okay. I love Patty. You have to understand, okay? Now the toy along. Winners for the toy along. Okay. This is 2 skeins of Croy socks, Patons. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, and I'm not sure
it's Patons, isn't it?
Patons. The colorway is Route 66, I think.
Because Paton would be P-E-Y.
Not necessarily.
But the way it's spelled, I think it would be Patons.
It might be. So anyway, 2 of these, and this is what goes to you, Sylvie. Okay? So Sylvie...
Sylvie, this is super pretty.
So I need your name, full name, your address, and the fact that you won the Croy socks, Patons, whatever it's called.
It looks like it's a bit of a heavier fingering weight.
In the Route 66 colorway. It's for the toy along, Sylvie. Okay, so let me know what you won with all the information. You've won before.
And I mean, it's got... I just want to hold it up.
Okay, you won before, so you know the drill. Okay?
Isn't that pretty?
Now, the last prize that I have in here is, for the toy along, is, I a skein of glitter sock.
Oh, this is pretty.
It's called Lanitium Ex Machine. Just, okay. Rena, you won this, okay? Congratulations. Golden Barley colorway glitter sock, okay? And this is for the toy along. So get to me with all your pertinent information, and I'll send this out to you. It's really, really pretty. Okay? So those are the winners. Congratulations to all the winners and to all the people who participated, because it was so much fun to see everything. And I already pulled all the prizes for the next alongs. They're all written up and put in a bag, so I know where they're at. Okay.
Hey, Mom, I'm trying to remember something, and I know it's completely unrelated. What movie or TV show was it when they would whisper? They would, I think it might have been, maybe it was the original the Batman 60s, where they would whisper, they would have the hand, so instead of being away from the person.
Right. No, that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, is it Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yep.
Where they're doing it the wrong direction.
Rocket. He's like, I can never get that right.
Okay.
Yeah, Rocket.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the current alongs. The current alongs that are going the threads are already open, so yay. Okay. And if people are already in there doing their thing, which is good. The PHN Ready, Set, Go Cal Cal Lao 2021, and you know Cal Cal Lao means crochet, knit, and loom knit. And this is start all the things, all right? Everything has to be started no earlier than 12:01 a.m. on January 1st.
Yeah.
Okay? So you start on January 1st onward of 2021.
Yeah.
No works in progress for this along. The only caveat for that is if you are ripping back something in the month of January.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and read the rules for this particular one, and then I'll just kind of change it with the others, okay? So this runs January 1st through March 31st. No previous whips, God bless you, will be allowed. This is to start all the things. For the month of January only, projects frogged in that month will be eligible for one chance at a prize. You must post a picture of the whip and then the frogged whip in the same post, before and after images, okay, in the same post. Now, something I added to that, Talia and I talked about it, is if you use this frogged yarn to make another project, okay, so you have this thing that Talia's working on. She decides to rip it out. You show the project, you show the ripped out project, and then if she uses the yarn that's in that project for a different project,
right,
then that project for the finished object is eligible for two chances at a prize.
Right, because it was a rip as well.
Because it was a rip, okay? So, but you have to say why it's two chances at a prize, okay? And you're responsible for your multiple posting. Now, chatter and pictures are in the same thread. Whatever you decide to knit, loom knit, or crochet is acceptable for this, as long as it started January 1st, no earlier. But if the project uses less than 50 yards of yarn, please post two of the items together, okay?
Hey, it just occurred to me. Okay, so say
Can I get through the rules first?
I'm asking about the rules.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is about the rules.
Okay.
Say someone rips back something, and they do a picture of just their yarn, and then later on they decide to start that thing into something else. Does the yarn post count as something, and then the finished object count as two?
Yes.
Okay, so they get three chances.
Well, no. Okay. This picture, okay, like this, okay, and the ripped out yarn is in the same thread. It's in the same thread. I mean, it's the same picture. It's side by side.
Oh, yeah, I understand that.
Okay. When they start it again, that's only eligible for one. In other words, if they are working on it as they work on it, they've restarted it, that's one picture, okay? And that continues to be one picture until they have the finished object. Then it's two.
Okay, so it's almost like the ripped out yarn was a whip picture.
Yes.
For them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just trying to make it clear because I could see that being a confusing point.
Right, yeah. All you do is, once you have this and you restart it, that's one post as a restarted project. Because you don't have all three pictures in one post.
Yeah.
You have the project itself plus the yarn when it's ripped out in one post. Then the project in the yarn that you ripped out that started is the next post. And then you can't post that again for a week if you don't work on it. And then it's just like it was, a project, a regular whip or whatever.
Until the end when you post it
Until
twice.
the end. And then you post it twice when you're done with the FO. Now, Yeah, okay. I'm not going to confuse it anymore. I was going to say something else, but I don't want to confuse it anymore. Okay. One WIP per project per week, post the FO whenever it's completed. And we do have prizes, but I don't have them out here at the moment. The featured patterns, my one pattern or any other patterns I might come up with by that time this is over. I don't know if I will, but we'll see. Talia's patterns, Laura Concert's patterns, and my yarn, which is Franciscan, I always do that. Lady Fernigo Creations yarn, and Laura's, which is Lollipop Girl yarns, okay? Those are the featured patterns and yarns for the Ready
Yes,
Set.
I very much do not dye yarn.
Yeah, Ready, Set, Go. And if you do a featured yarn with a featured pattern, then that's 3 chances of the prize for the finished object only.
I'm sorry, guys, allergies.
So just one, if you have a featured yarn by itself or a featured project by itself, like a pattern, that's 2 chances of the prize for the finished object. If you have a featured yarn and a featured pattern together in a finished object, that's 3 chances, okay?
Clear as mud?
Clear as mud, okay. And I do have 2 prizes pulled for this. One is a project bag that has a clear sides so you can see what's inside of it, and 2 skeins of Caron Simply Soft. There are 2 different shades of green. Okay, now the PHN Christmas All Year Long. Okay, now this is exactly as we said, it's all year, so it's from January 1st through December 31st, and whips are allowed in this one. Okay, let's see, trying to see if there's anything that changes here. Okay, the color, somebody had asked about the colors. Okay, because we know that not everybody in the group celebrates Christmas, we put in the colors, Christmas colors of green, let's see, red, green, gold, silver, white, blue, pink, and purple. I think that's all of them.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. It's in the thread. If you want to use those colors, it doesn't have to be a Christmas gift for those colors. It does have to be a gift. Okay? It does have to be a gift.
It can't be for them.
You want to gift it to yourself?
Okay.
But it has to be a gift, okay? Because this is Christmas, and just because you don't celebrate Christmas doesn't mean you don't give gifts, okay? I really kind of would like to keep it in the theme of gifting, okay? So, and by gift, then you can pull in some of your charity stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that's...
Yeah, that works.
Okay? So, for those colors, those of you who don't want to do Christmas, or if you just are doing those colors and you're kind of Christmased out, we're trying to keep it Christmas themed, but if you don't do Christmas for whatever reason, those are Christmas colors. And if you do it as a gift for yourself, for charity, for someone else, in those colors, if it's just a gift and not for Christmas, not Christmas oriented, then it has to be a gift. It can be in those colors. It has to be in those colors, okay?
Right, and I guess the way you would differentiate, like, gift isn't like giving it to yourself. You're not selling the thing.
Right. I did a whole bunch of charity. I'm gifting this for myself.
Yeah.
Give us, make us believe why you gift it, and we're not going to be like, that's not a gift, okay? Just, you're gifting it to yourself. Because you guys are all, in our group, are all very charity oriented.
Yes, you are.
So if you decide, hey, I want to make something as a gift for myself, that's fine. And it doesn't, a birthday gift. A gift just because someone's feeling down, I'm giving them a gift because.
Maybe the yarn was a gift to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it was a gifted yarn. So if you can make a case for the gift, not Christmas themed stuff, okay? It has to be in one of those colors, okay? And predominantly
The
in those
Christmas
colors.
themed things can be whatever.
Christmas theme can be whatever colors. But if you're only, don't want to do Christmas stuff, and then you have to have one of those, I think it's like 7 or 8 colors. So you've got a large range of colors.
Right, it's not like when we used to do just red for the cardiac line.
Red and pink.
We started off even without the pink. It took us one along, I think, to do pink.
I think it was only like halfway through.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, because it was like just...
It was very limited.
It was very limited, so we did. Okay, so that takes care of that. I did say that Operation Christmas Child, or any projects going toward Christmas donations is eligible for 2 chances at a prize.
Right, because I mean, like things like Toys for Tots, if they accept handmade things. I don't know if Toys for Tots accepts handmade.
Right. Operation Christmas Child. We've been doing a lot with Brittany. We also want to kind of pump up Kim's thing a little bit here. Toys for Tot, not Toys for Tot, Operation Christmas Child, if you're doing something for that, that would be qualified for Christmas and also qualify for a gift.
Or if you say you decide that you want to make a bunch of things for the pregnancy center and call that a Christmas gift.
Or just a gift.
Or just a gift,
Just a gift, okay? So we're trying to make it as open for all of you, but it has to be gift related. And I consider charity a gift.
Right, it is.
So, so if you are doing dishcloths for Brittany, it has to be in one of those colors to fit in there if it's going to be just a gift. But if it's going to be Christmas, of course, then it could be whatever colors. So you have to specify, okay? You have to specify.
Brittany's going to get like a ton of Santa Claus dishcloths.
Well, she might get a lot of greens and reds and stuff like that. Blues. I mean, there's not any colors that people don't use already anyway. So, okay? All right. So I hope that clears things up, because I know people were a little confused even after I responded to the person who asked the question. So I hope that clears things up a little.
Well, because this is also something we're very much still... This is the first time we've done this along. And it's slightly different than our other one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all of them are different. I mean, the Tea and Tales was one type of thing, and then charity was another kind of thing, and then Christmas kind of straddles the charity.
We need to talk about the later on together.
Yeah, but not on...
No, I'm just trying to remind you that we need to discuss that.
Okay, so...
Many secrets for you guys.
Many secrets. Secrets. Okay, and the first quarter prize for this is Looney Hiker, who's Pat, donated one of her patterns. I forget which one was. I think it's the
hat pattern.
Cassie Nicole hat.
Yeah, I thought it was a hat.
So, Pat, if I'm mistaken about that, let me know which pattern you really did, because I got my notes mixed up. So, let me know what it is that you actually donated, and we really appreciate. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And also, it's a cotton yarn, a Cloudborn cotton yarn. One is already caked up, but it's all there, and one is in the skein, and it's a kind of a taupe.
It's called taupe, yeah.
It's called taupe. It's really pretty. I almost kept it, but I don't like to use cotton that much. So, and that was from Margaret. It was donated from Margaret. So thank you very much. You. And I believe that the other two prizes were also donated by Margaret. We had that great big box.
You won saw last time.
So a lot of the prizes are coming from Margaret this go around. So we're really appreciative of that.
This along is sponsored by
Margaret and Pat.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that takes care of that one. Now this one you guys hadn't heard about, because this is Wombat of Doom's fault, and you've seen the thread if you've been in the group. This is PHN Out with the Old 2020, and I know it's 2021, but this is 2020 because by the time Patty had mentioned it to us, we were heading into the new year. This year
it was already a new year.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't quite.
This year we're going to have this along twice.
Yes.
This is normally going to be November, December. So November, December of 2021 we'll have the
Out with
second
the old.
annual Out with the Old, and that will be 2021. This one is going January, February, because it was supposed to be for November, December of 2020.
Yeah.
Okay?
Just to try to help us finish all those 2020 projects.
Right. So, some of those projects that you, the Red Said Go, instead of frogging them, maybe you want to use them here. Okay?
So, like, for example, I might decide just to get things moving to take a couple pictures, a couple of FOs, you know?
There's already been some things there. Somebody, I think it was Stephanie, put in her... No, Jodiah put in her My Favorite Teddy Bear bear. It came out so cute. It's so cute. She used my Favorite Teddy Bear colorway, and it looks so cute.
Now, for Out with the Old, the rule is still that it has to have been finished during the new year, correct?
No, they're working on it for the 2 months.
But, I mean, it had to be finished... from January 1st, by the time the long started.
No.
So anything that was finished at any point during 2020?
No. This is whatever's still on your hooks and
needles. Yes, that's what I was saying.
No, you said it has to be finished by January 1st.
It has to be finished after, sorry. I said it poorly.
Oh, okay.
It has to be finished
after January 1st. Yes. After January.
Sorry.
Yes.
I kept thinking I was saying after. I guess I was saying
confusing me. You said,
I thought one thing and a different word came out.
That happens. So yes, it can be started whenever. It's one of those. It can be languishing, Patty, since 2010. Had a blanket as 2010. I think I have something like that.
I don't have anything that's been on the needles that long.
I think I ripped mine out already. Anyway.
No, I have something that's due to rip out that's been on the needle since 2015.
If you started it in 1975, I don't care when you started it.
If you started in 1975, you better take pictures before you rip that thing out.
No, you better finish it.
I don't know. That yarn might be like the most red hardiest of red heart yarn, like hardiest as in like HARD.
Yeah, it will never go away. It will be here with the cockroaches.
It'll be like the 1970s colors, they might want that thing to go away.
Vintage stuff. Yeah, it depends on whether you like it or not. But in any event, you know,
because taste changes. 1970 was a very definite.
If you have things that need to be finished, you don't want to rip them out, but you still want to have chances for the prize and other things. Put it in the
excuse me.
The Out with the Old along. It goes for 2 months. This goes for 2 months. It goes January and February, okay?
Try to breathe in my tea.
January 1st through February 28th. And this year you guys get a bonus of having this long go twice.
Yes.
So this will be fun.
And that won't happen every year.
Now this caveat here, remember guys, this is not the place to put new things.
No.
This is old things. New things go on Ready, Set, Go.
Right. The project had to have been started before January 1st. And it has to be finished after January 1st for it to count for Out with the Old.
Right. So everything, all the other...
That's the old.
Yeah. All the featured patterns and yarns are the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you happen to have something in my yarn or Talia's pattern or Laura's yarn or pattern that's needing to be fixed, to be finished, then, that gets 2 chances at a prize in here. And if you have, a featured pattern, featured yarn that's needing to be finished that's going in here, that is eligible for 3 chances at a prize. Now Jody, I'm not sure when you finished the bear, but if you finished it January 1st or later, it can go in here for 2 chances at a prize. So, okay. That takes care of that. I haven't pulled for prizes for that because I kind of got surprised by it, so I haven't pulled the prizes out for that yet. Okay? So that takes care of that, and we are now heading into rough draft.
I think I might have more. I am so sorry about the allergies and stuff, guys. So...
You have 6, you said.
Hang on, let me count. I thought there was 6 plus a design. Let me take a look at my notes. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you still have to go first, though. So.
Oh, that's right, because I have an FO. So.
And you don't have to do any double. You just be at the end. That's all.
Yeah. So in my, I'm so sorry. I breathed in my tea, and when you just kind of keep feeling like you need to clear your throat now because your throat feels weird after that. Anyway, so in my Knitting's My Bag chickadee bag.
That's what it is, the chickadee.
Yeah. I actually wrote it in my notes so I don't forget it anymore. You weren't sure which one you wanted, and I chose this one because I love, the chickadees are so cute.
Yeah, I love chickadees, but I love cardinals too, so mine's a cardinal bag.
And
Very
I
nice.
still have the yarn for this. I think I have it set aside for a pair of fingerless mitts.
Was fingering sock, right?
No, sport.
Why did I give it to you?
I think you just didn't know what to do with it, and you didn't know what to do with one skein because you weren't knitting at that point, so you gave it to me.
Right.
So this was a project that I had debated ripping because I didn't know why the heck I started this. It was one of those moments of insanity where I thought I would actually knit a fingering weight blankets. I actually really do like the way this works out, and if I ever knit it this way again, I won't do fingering weight, I'll do heavier weight. But I am more apt to weave in my ends. Like all these ends are woven in. If I only have like a 9 square. A 9 square to do it for. So then this one ends up being completely finished. I mean, I leave the black loose because I need it for sewing. But then I have a finished thing, and I can go on to the next one. And I think Kay might actually weave in even these, but I like to use what I already have for sewing. I don't like wasting more yarn. So this one, I was going to rip this out, and then I decided, because Mom would be ashamed, I had 5 of these little squares done in this one. And she's like, be ashamed to rip after all that. So I finished it. I'm going to make a pillow. I'm almost finished with it, rather. I have about half of this part of the board ready to go. Then I'll seam this together.
It'll be really pretty.
Actually, it'll be like this. There we go. And one side is the sparkly. And and one side is heavily West Yorkshire spinner.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
So it's just going to be a nice little, fashionable pillow.
It's cute. It's not fashionable. It's comfy. It's cozy. It's country.
Yeah. And it's, if I seam it just right and don't make too bulky of a seam, I can actually get a decent size.
Well, if you block it, you can get a decent size. Just, not pull it, but just it'll stretch a little if you block it.
Yeah, I'll have to block it.
It'll be a tad bigger,
Yeah. And then just seam it after I do that. And yeah, it'll be just a decent little pillow.
Cute.
That's what I've been working on most of the week, honestly.
Yeah, she has been. Every time I turn around, that's what she's working on.
Because I knew if I didn't work on it, it wouldn't get done. And I'm trying to get things off the needles.
Right, so am I. Not working very well, though. All right, let's see here. My first one is in my Mama C. Owl bag. Okay, whoops.
Because we had determined that I have over 50 projects.
Mine's slightly less, by about 20.
That's not slightly.
Slightly. Okay, this is September. September's basically done except for the head. This is October, and October's going to be bigger than September for some reason. I'm not sure what I did, but you can see it's going to be a little bit bigger. So, the yarn up here is, let's see, Dragonfly Fibers. Yeah, this is Sheaf, Dragonfly Fibers. This, the green is Marigold Jen in the fresh colorway, and the Madeline Tosh is gold. Yeah, Madeline Tosh. That's the other one I have Madeline Tosh in.
Yeah.
So you gave it to me. So that, I really like the colors on this. I'm sad that they're not going to be the same size, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm wondering also when he closes up if he might come closer to the size.
He might when I see him, because I still have to decrease now.
Yeah, you haven't decreased yet, and it always looks bigger before you decrease.
So I do like this pattern. It's one of my favorites of Taya's besides the owl and the brat.
Laura was like, when I posted it on Owl Pie, she's like, I've never made that pattern before.
Oh, the Biddy?
Biddy.
Nope, she never has. Never made that, never made Timmy. For someone who likes a turtle, she ought to be ashamed of herself.
Yep. I'm actually not completely sure if she's made Tara.
Yes,
okay.
I think she made at least one. For those of you who are new and you don't know Laura, she's like everything turtle. She's made, I don't know how many, I lost track of how many turtles she's made of Taya's, Timmy's and Biddies, and I think Tara, she's made a couple of them. I don't think she's made as many of Tara, but
Tara's also a newer pattern, and honestly, her flippers do take a little bit more attention.
I generally make her flippers 2 at a time, like I do for the owl's wings.
But for me, the finished result is so. There's Felicia. Mom likes playing with her. I made her initially for my office.
And Felicia's all my yarn.
Yes, and so once I stopped working, I knew Felicia had to come over here because Mom really loves this pattern.
Yep.
It's actually probably one of the ones I'm most proud of.
Right.
Because she turned out really cute.
I wish you would make a smaller one, like about the size of Biddy. Mm-hmm. Because then the flippers wouldn't be as long.
They'll be really thin now.
You think? That as a baby, you can make it a little bit chubbier.
I didn't think about it.
Yeah. So I love that pattern. I just get second flipper syndrome, same way I get with the wings for I have to do them 2 at a time. Like, okay, I'm doing this many at this one and this many on this one. Okay. My next one is in my Ploverbird Mickey Mouse bag. Here it is. This is my Spoiled Bunny Stomp. This is from the Sorabelle scarf.
Did you just show one?
Oh, did I? I'm so used to doing 2. Go ahead.
Did you show one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I showed the turtle.
That's right. That's why we got talking. I was like, wait a second.
You're right. I'm so used to doing 2 at a time.
Well, because usually you vastly outstrip me in projects going at once. I'm sorry. My hair will not part the way I want it to today. So I have one strand that keeps falling against my eye, and it drives me insane. Okay, so I didn't so much crochet on this. This is another long time project. But this is a pair of bunny slippers. So this is in my Silver Shed USA books bag. And I had already finished making the slipper itself for one slipper. And what I wanted, once I put it on, it's like, oh, this is a nice thick sole this would be really good for my therapy when I tend to get neuropathy. When I have to lift my foot and bring it back down for some of my leg exercises, I feel like the nerves of my feet get kind of activated, and I don't like the way it feels. So it does affect my therapy.
And obviously it doesn't have to be felted. It's
no.
Yeah.
This is acrylic wool blend. Yeah. So I'm not going to do the little bows on here. I made sure I had sewed on this ear really securely. I had to sew on the other ear, and then I'll stitch the little bunny face. Excuse me. This is a pattern I got off of Lovecrafts.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually went and I looked for bunny slippers because for some reason I really wanted a pair of bunny slippers. And it's crocheted. You wouldn't like the way this is done, Mom.
I don't like going around the...
Yes, that's exactly what you do.
It drives me nuts. I can do it, I just don't like it.
So I need to attach the other ear, sew on the face, and then start the next slipper. And I'm doing like the 10 to 11 size, I think. Or the 9 to 11 size, something like that.
Probably 9 to 11. That's usually what they run.
So... I don't know why I had this yarn out. I just shoved it in this bag because I didn't know where it came from.
Right.
But yeah. So that is that. This was mostly a sewing expedition.
Okay, in my Mickey Mouse bag, Plover Bird, is my Cerebelle scarf pattern. And this is my bunny stomp, spoiled bunny stomp by Cerebelle scarf pattern. I keep catching. I have a little cut on my on my thumb, and it keeps catching. So I didn't do a whole lot on this, but I did some, and it grows relatively quickly. The yarn is Tess Yarns, I think?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Tess Designer Yarns and Superwash Merino Worsted. And I have no clue what the colorway is.
I don't know if she has an online presence. I've only seen her at Maryland.
Yeah, I only seen
Sheep and
her.
Wool.
So the color is really pretty. This is a huge skein. It has like, I don't know, 590 yards or 560 yards. This is worsted, so it's kind of like Miss Babs, only it's a heavier weight.
Yeah.
So you can see this here. It's a huge skein.
And I think it was a really decent price, too.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Now, I don't remember if it was on sale.
Well, you bought it for me for Mother's Day.
Yeah, I did.
So
we kept looking at it. I was like, I'll get that for you. There, Mother's Day covered.
Yep.
Sorry. Okay, you done with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Did you show it up close?
I thought so, but let me see.
There, they can see that. Goody.
Ooh, it has like a zigzag. Do you see the zigzag?
Yeah. Well, I told you, it kind of makes me think of like scales or something.
Did you see the one? Rena posted one in one of the threads. I forget which thread it was. She posted it in. And it really looks classy. It's like, I think it's more earth tones and red or something.
Uh-huh.
Really, really pretty the way it turned out. It looks like a fashion scarf.
Which is cool.
Real pretty.
Okay, so I barely worked on this one. Come here. Actually, first let me show the one I can't show you. Let's just show the back. A design in progress. Come here. I had to pause because I ran out of yarn and I'm waiting for it to come in. So, design in progress. It is waiting for its yarn. And it's in my Knitting Sayings bag by Silvershed USA.
It's waiting for Fassini.
It's waiting for Fassini.
Yes, that is a reference. And most people should get that one, I think.
Well, that's become pretty mainstream.
Common, yeah.
Your turn.
It was a cult classic. Let me finish my stitch here.
It's kind of like Christmas Story, where it's just like now everyone knows it.
Yeah. Okay, so in my blue canvas Universal Studios bag is my Ninja Turtle baby blanket project from the Ninja Turtle baby blanket pattern by Lisa Vanilla, and this is all in Brava Worsted. No, Brava Sport.
That's right, because the worsted would have made it like an Afghan.
Here's my hook, Christina. Okay, Mikey has entered the building.
Yay!
So I've got all the turtles represented now. So you can see, there's Mikey with his bright orange. Below him...
It's kind of a nice change, right?
Yeah. Below him is Donatello, and there's Raphael and Leonardo. I don't know if you can see.
Actually, it does show pretty well in the
Do
camera.
it this way. I don't know if you can... It's kind of hard to get all the colors in, but there you go. So I have to finish Mikey, and then I have to finish up the green, and I can start thinking about edging and the eyes, and it will be a finished thing. A fait accompli?
I guess so, yeah.
A done deal, a fait accompli. Fate, I think, is done. Sylvia, I think that's French. Is that right?
It sounds French.
Fait accompli.
Isn't it F-A-I-T?
F-A-I-T.
Yeah.
It's got that little...
Yeah, over the...
Yeah, fait accompli. I think it means accomplished, done, or something like that. Sylvie, if you're watching, could you tell me what that means, please? Or anyone else?
It's probably an idiom, just like some of our idioms. If we say it, if you thought of it literally, be like, "Why do you say that? That's insane."
Well,
but an idiom. So.
I know, but I want to know what it means in English. How she translates it.
Right.
So
it probably means like mission accomplished
or something. Yeah. I mean, so
I'm seeing. You remember the end of? I think it was the. Well, it was one of the later Mission Impossibles. It might have been the fourth one, where they're fighting that car garage, and the guy's about to like blow up stuff, and Ethan goes to the computer first, right before everything's gonna blow up, and he goes, "Mission accomplished!"
Yeah,
bam, and they were all mocking him later for, "Did you actually say mission accomplished?"
Yeah, well, anyway.
I think that was the fourth one.
Stephanie is my go-to for French. Even though I'm sure other people speak French, feel free to pop in and say what it means. But I know Sylvie speaks French, so there we go.
Mom speaks
Petit peu, petit peu, petit peu.
Muy poquito.
That's Spanish, not French.
I don't do French.
I have enough Spanish, enough French to be dangerous, and that's about it. and so rusty now because I haven't used it.
Right. I mean, we have the ability to use the Spanish because Grandma speaks it, but...
So, yeah. And then there's my cousin who gets on Facebook and says, "Look it up."
Figure it out.
My cousin's from Colombia, so...
So the next one I'm going to show I barely worked on. In my mock designer bag is Luz, the bookworm. I started her before I started working on her before I realized that I needed to try to finish some things, and she's not quite near finished. So some older projects got attention over her. But she got a little bit of work done. I was looking for something to crochet on, because if I fell asleep with crocheting, it's not quite as bad as if I fall asleep with knitting.
Yeah, it's easier to remedy if you're crocheting.
Because my hooks aren't that sharp.
Yeah. Also, if you lose a stitch, it's not as hard to...
Yeah.
Depending on what it is.
Well, because I only do toys, I always have the beginning round marked. So even if I end up losing the whole round, it gets stopped at the beginning round marker.
Right. So I was having an issue where I was trying to hold on to things. I think it was on the Ninja baby blanket. And I would try to hold on to something, and I would put the marker in, and I wouldn't catch the loop like I did.
Good
like
job.
I thought. So it would just like
hang out there.
Yeah, it would fall out. So I was like, okay.
You probably did it around the stitch instead of through the stitch.
Well, it's not the stitch. It's the yeah. You're right. Exactly. Let me just finish this particular stitch so I can put a marker in it so I don't lose it. Because this is what I tend to do when we're on the podcast and I come to this project.
Oh, I didn't realize you were working on several. Yes, you do tend to do that.
Let's see here.
That's the only thing you generally work on the podcast, because you usually don't work a whole lot on the podcast.
Well, usually my hands don't allow me. So.
Well, you've never been one, even before that, you never really worked a ton.
No, when we first started, I did. But it was generally like one project. Usually it was a blanket or a shawl or something.
Yeah.
Let me just put this back in the bag so I don't like step on it or something. Okay. In my...
You have a loose stitch marker. I don't know what that belongs to.
I don't know what this belongs to either. I'm going to put it here for now. It might be from the green one, my green blanket. Okay. I haven't worked on this for a while, but here it is. It's this, in my Silver Sheds Davina's Owl bag. Not the one I just received, but the other one. This one here. Not a Christmas one. Okay. And this is the Pesty Westy blanket from the Migraine Baby Blanket pattern by Franciscan Gypsy Designs, who's Talia. And I'm getting close. I must be about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway on this. And I did something that I decided is going to be a design element. Because I mixed it up. That's why I put this marker here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple more rows in pattern. And then I'm going to do this garter row again. And then I'm going to continue in pattern.
Right, so it looks like it's on purpose for the middle.
Yeah, for the middle. So this is not the pattern. It was me. I mean, I can read this. I can do this and read it. So I just wasn't paying attention, or I was watching TV, or somebody, whatever the reason. I was just being me. It It has this little.
Here I was thinking that blanket was pretty foolproof.
Oh, I'm very talented. I can.
I was like, yes, I've got something that won't confuse anybody. It's really easy.
I wasn't confused. I just misread what row I was on.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said, okay, rather than, because I thought I would tink it all back. I'm like, no, if I tink it all back and I mess up, like I'm sure to do, I'm going to rip it out and not do it again.
I could drop down and fix that for you.
No, it's okay. I mean,
it's super easy. Oh, it's a whole row, though.
It's a whole row.
I don't feel
That's the reason why I'm doing it, because
Yeah.
it's a whole row. I was worried that might have been just across one,
Uh-huh.
and then maybe I would have to do another one here so it looked like a...
Well, no, if it had been across one, I could have very easily dropped down and fixed it, but I don't feel like fixing across the whole row.
There's no reason to. All I have to do is make sure I'm on this side to do the garter.
Uh-huh.
And I have it written down what I have to do because I can't remember right now. So, and I might make sure I touch base with you before I do it, so I have the right to get that garter row there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty. It's just going to be a little different than she intended, and it's not the pattern's fault. It's my fault. I just, for whatever reason, wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so my turn. I think I only worked on this very little, because I was distracted by another project. So in my Silvershed USA Fun Words bag, this is my bunny cowl. Like I said, I worked very little on my bunny love cowl. I really need to finish this as well, but this one is not as close to some other projects. And also, I know I love this project, so this isn't going to languish forever.
Right.
I'm trying to work on some things that have been languishing longer.
Right.
So yeah, I do look forward to having that one done because I don't know. It's like I enjoy knitting it, but I also I want to see the finished thing.
Right. Okay. In my, let's see, this bag. This is my Ploverbird bag. Large teacups on a red bag with a polka dot top and handle. This is my Walk in the Woods Stole project in Cerebel pattern by Sarah Sweethearts, and this is Spinway Fibers yarn, and this one is growing.
They do tend to do that.
Yeah, I really like the way this one's turning out, and this is another one that's got a huge amount of yarns, like 800 yards or 800 some odd yarns. Let me see, it's 840 yards approximately, and again, this is a worsted. Look at this. It's just, can you see that? And it's working up a little differently
can see that.
than the other one. It doesn't have the kind of the patterning that the other one does. This one has more of a camouflage type of effect. It's really, really pretty. I like it a lot. This is not superwash, so it will either be mine or my mom's.
Because she'll take care of it.
Because she'll take care of it. So, yeah, that takes care of that.
Okay, so my next one is in... I looked at the color because this color really bothers me. Apparently it's a pear. So,
Pear?
yes.
How'd you find it out?
I googled yellow-green colors, and
right.
I guess one of the paint sites had different shades of yellowish greens, and I picked the one that was closest to this one, and it called this pear.
Okay, could be, yeah.
And, I mean, it's better than what I was calling it, which is like
Ugly.
ugly green yellow. So...
It's actually not bad colors, just,
but this is the teacups bag. You see, I prefer the brown on the inside.
Yeah.
Is
Is that the inside what I got on mine? Or no, that's just a...
It is the...
Yeah. That's a Kikiboo bag.
It is a Kikiboo bag. The one sock has been finished for the past eon. This is my Dragonfly Choose Your Own. Whoopsie. My Dragonfly house socks. So there's that. And I was going to put the skids on the bottom of this, but my feet are very sensitive to skids. I'm going to save them for my actual slippers, which have a little more padding, and just leave my socks fine. Because as it is, the ones that have skids on it, I try to wear socks with them, so that way I don't feel them as much.
Yeah, I have to wash my, what's it, Dance All Night socks?
Yeah.
So you can, because those are, I'm more likely to put those over something.
But yeah, I also want to see, how you like them with them just as the plain socks, so I know whether or not you want it for the other ones, because your feet might not be as sensitive as mine.
Right.
Okay, so I did work a little bit on the foot, so just got a little bit farther.
I think I went the wrong one. That looks weird. Okay.
And I mean, this is a very intuitive pattern, when this one's done, then I had to focus on one of the other pairs of socks I have. I can't allow myself to start any more socks until I finish a couple of the ones I have on the needles. Because, like, I went kind of crazy. I cast on all the socks at the same time.
Right.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, apparently I am very talented because I tried to do this Cerebel down the wrong side.
Good job.
I'm like, I don't remember having that long a base chain. So now I am back in the right place.
So yeah, that is this pair of socks. I have enough to finish my sock. Plus I have, my toe. And I have more of this,
That's a really pretty colorway. And
rodeo?
apparently both of those are colors.
Yeah.
Apparently I have some of that
Maryland crab.
Maryland crab. So but it's not in the same weight, I don't think. I think it's a DK or
This
sport.
is a DK.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is the
This
same.
is the Traveler.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's usually the weight I would get was the Traveler. I've only gotten a non Traveler once. When I got the fingering weights Christmas socks.
Right.
Sock yarn because I dreamt about it and therefore had to have it.
Well, I've gotten mostly their Traveler and their Damsel, but I did have a couple of things that
Did you ever pick up their worst? I think it's Valkyrie.
Yes, I think I picked it up once, but the ones I tended to gravitate toward with Dragonfly when they were the original Dragonfly was their Traveler and their Damsel, with the occasional Valkyrie or I think I got their fingering sock once or twice. I forget what it was. I think that no, I'm looking at my shelf. I'm trying to think if my current Dragonfly that I picked up the last time we were at Shenandoah, what base it is. I think it might be Damsel, which is I think a sport.
Yeah, because you were looking at different weights than I was. I'd pretty much just look at the Traveler because I know that I tend to work mostly DK.
Well, I do, but you also use it interchangeably.
Oh yeah, DK and Sport I definitely use interchangeably.
Okay, so you just showed one?
Yes.
Okay, my next one is one that I don't really want to show you because it's a design in progress. This is the On the Garden Path scarf project. This is modified from that cowl I made. And it's not greatly modified, just a little bit, but it's in here. I can show you the yarn. Oh, this one's a finished object. It doesn't need to be in here. Oh, wait.
Did you not take out the right bag? Well, you can just, even if you don't have the bag to show,
Yeah, apparently I took out the wrong bag.
Well, don't put that back in there. You're gonna.
Well, I don't want to get, I'll just put it to the side here.
You're gonna forget about it
I'll
again.
put it over here.
Because you have several finished objects. You did that too.
Yeah, it's going over there. Okay, so I don't have the bag. What bag is it in? It says my PHN Chameleon bag.
It's definitely not in that. So it's.
I don't know what bag it's in. I'll have to find it.
Yeah.
I think what I did is when I put everything together, I didn't change the bag. So, okay. All right. Okay, that's it.
Is that it for you?
That's
okay.
it.
So my last one is in my Plover Bird TARDIS Bigger on the Inside bag. And I actually did quite a bit of work on this
Oh, it looks pretty.
until I think most of it was Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday of last week?
This week.
Today is Saturday.
Saturday last week, Sunday this week.
Okay.
Saturday after the podcast.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sunday, and then I think maybe part of Monday because I was waiting I didn't trying to finish things until we started running through our Patreon Frog or Not Frog. And then I had an idea of what I was going to be working on still. So I finished the left front of my Dobbinwood.
I'll put it up a little closer.
They can see it.
There you go. Very pretty.
Left front. Because if I go too close, they aren't going to be able to see the whole thing.
Well, I wanted to see the lace.
It's a very simple lace in the front.
Yep.
And it's a dark lace, so they're going to have trouble seeing it anyway. The light lace is on the back.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing happens with my other
Right.
Dobbinwood. She switches which color is lace. I don't think she intended to be quite this dark as the colors I chose. Trying to remember
Well,
what
she doesn't
hers
usually
were.
do dark colors.
She had like blues and very light blues or something. I can't remember what she had.
Well, she tends to go for a softer palette.
Yeah. but I went ahead and I started the right front. Didn't get very far, but I got some work done on it. Like I said, I changed what my focus was, so I didn't get a lot of work on it. But I mean, this works up pretty quickly when I actually work on it. Because my goal is when I finish this to cast my mom's Dobbin wood. I have all the yarn in a bag. It's waiting, ready to go. It just has to.
Yeah, I had that yarn just sitting in my stash. So.
She's had it set aside for Dobbin wood. Gosh, I think it's been a year.
Yeah, but by the time of surgery, I set it aside.
Yeah, because you liked mine, but I don't think it was. I think it must have been after surgery because I'd already cast this one on. Otherwise, I would have cast yours on instead of my orange one.
Well, it was about the same time, and you had already casted it on. You cast that on before surgery.
Yeah, that's true. So it was after I cast this one on, you realized that you wanted, or I offered.
Because I was thinking about doing it, but
yeah, actually, you'd even started it.
Did I?
Yes, but because I had seed stitch.
Yeah. Oh, I hate seed stitch.
It doesn't.
I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. I don't like working on it.
And she doesn't have a whole ton of seed stitch, but it was enough to because you were going to do garter instead of seed stitch. And
that's right, because I pulled it out. I was going to do garter. Yeah, now I remember.
Excuse me. So I think that's all the yarn that you had originally planned for yours. And I was like, I'll knit it for you after I'm done with my current one. Okay, so that's all the finished objects. Before we go into, I mean, that's all the works in progress. Before we go into the FOs, I think we should go into the frogs.
Okay, just a second here. Let me not split my stitch.
Let me see how many frogs I have. I think you might have more frogs.
I have 6. And keep in mind, these are not all my frogs. Okay.
No, these are not all the things we have to frog. I have like 14, 15 frogs I need to do total.
I had, I think, 12.
You did. Okay, so
pile over there.
Let me scroll down. Oh, I have 6 as well. But I went first last time for the other thing, so you can go first this time.
Let's see here. Put this in here.
I mean, it ends up being mostly a bag show, but
I'm not showing anything. Yeah, I might show the yarn if I feel like it, but
right. We'll probably just run through honestly, we'll run through the list.
Okay.
So actually, then we don't have to. We can just say it. We don't have to.
We actually have FOs before this, but we can.
Well, yeah, but Frog Pond is so much quicker.
Okay, this one was a bear to pull out. It's in my Silver Shed USA Tootsie Pop Owls bag. Let's find it down here. Okay.
Oh, so you are gonna show it? Okay.
Well, the bag.
Yeah.
This is my, sorry, Stephanie. This is my Stephanie, a.k.a. Steph, the bookworm. I didn't, and it's from the Cyrano, the bookworm pattern. I love this pattern. I've made it before. I just made it to get on the bandwagon, I think, because everybody was making it.
Well, also, you didn't know you were going to be getting yours back.
Yeah.
You needed something to block the doorway, and you'd given me yours to cover my my window.
Right. So this yarn is going to go back in my stash. The yellow will go in with my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle blanket because that's what I'm going to use to edge it. So I'll just show you that because I'm going to put it in my bag.
After I finish this row, I need to pull my other things a little closer. So
this, to represent April, is going to go into the other bag. But the other colors are going to go back in my stash.
I'm just repositioning, guys, because I need to grab some of these things. Okay. Okay, because my rips are as far away from me as they can get because they all kind of like moved. So let me just pull them a little closer. Okay, let's see. That's a little closer. Sorry, my water now wants to fall over.
My tea is almost all gone.
Oh no!
This is a really good tea. I don't know, and I don't know why it's gone. It's supposed to be like that mug of Thor's where it just spills up.
Sorry, I'm just trying to bring my rips a little closer because I couldn't reach them. Okay. I think I got them all. Oops, it's funny. Let's go ahead and shove that. Shove that. Move you so you don't get hurt. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, you did rip already.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't going to be in any proper order because I had to grab what I can actually have best access to. So in my normal Batman bag, let me find which one that is. Oh, okay, that is the, I don't even remember what I called this originally. This was a colorwork shawl. It was going to be my first steeked project.
Right. It was really pretty on the needles.
Oh, and it's gorgeous. It's just, I've had it on the needles for a long time. And honestly, I know I'm not going to do it. I'm not in a state of mind where I can do a steek right now, I don't think. I'm not sure that I wouldn't accidentally mess it up. So I think I need to wait until I will not destroy whatever I'm working on. So, I mean, it's just Knit Picks yarn. It was Reds.
Someone's going to show our yarns.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't remember if you showed yours.
No, just the yellow that put away.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember.
I mean, just in the interest of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So this one was ripped.
Or if you want to, you can just show the bag like this.
Yeah.
You know.
So ripped.
Okay. My next one was a design in progress, and it's in my Teacups on a Blue Field Stitched by Mimi bag. This beautiful bag. Love this bag. And the colors, this is definitely going to be repurposed. It is gone. It was a bear to pull out. So was the bookworm for that matter. But you can see the colors. Yeah. The colors match the bag. So it's these kind of greens and blues. No browns, but greens and blues. And I'm sorry you can't see that better. But this one has been ripped. And you guys never really saw it to begin with. So but it was a project. It was about this long when I ripped it.
And you've never seen, let's see, actually I'm not even sure the Patreons fully saw this one because I didn't work on it a whole lot once we got Patreon going. So this is my Philippians 413 bag. I had a design in here. I didn't like the way it was working out, so I ripped it. I will be restarting the design. I actually spent a good portion of last night / early this morning charting it out. Mm-hmm. And I can't wait to move that to my program that does that. Mm-hmm. So that way I can get it into the pattern.
Awesome.
So
been waiting for that one. Okay, the next one. I don't know why it's still there. I thought I took that one out. One. Okay, I still have 3 more though. Okay.
Kina?
Okay, I still have 6. Okay. All right. This one is in my Silver Shed USA Pink Tortoise Bear bag. And this was a hat that I just yanked it out. So here's the colors of the yarn. And I'm not sure if Talia will be getting this yarn or not. It's Plymouth Encore, which I like. Uh-huh. But if she can design with it, she'll probably get it. So that takes care of that frog.
Hey, now in my, I can't remember what was in here. I need to take a peek at this. Oh yeah, that's what this was. I had Knit Picks had a really nice pattern for a mosaic bread warmer. The thing is, the mosaic doesn't start until the edge, so it's like miles and miles in seed stitch. And I love seed stitch, but a lot of times what I like about seed stitch as well is there's usually something breaking it up. It's usually a cable or something like that whenever I've worked seed stitch. But miles of seed stitch isn't really my thing. It's like doing miles of ribbing.
Or miles of stockinette.
Right. So I tend to like something to break it up. I mean, it was a larger-ish project because it's supposed to cover bread. So I did rip this out. The yarn will probably, because it's cut linen yarn.
Mm-hmm. Cotton linen.
So it'll probably go for dishcloths. So yeah, that was my Silver Shed USA.
It's too bad you don't have enough of it to make a garment because that's a real nice yarn for garments.
It's a nice blue too.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is in my Silver Shed USA Lady Fernicle bag. Okay. And this was a baby blanket, a NICU blanket. No, this isn't it. This isn't the... Wait a minute. This one hasn't been pulled out yet. I don't know what bag that was in.
We'll just mention it.
Oh, this is not the Lady Fernicle bag. This is a Crocheting Houvian bag. That's why it is. Okay. Okay, so in that bag, I don't have the bag with me, was a baby blanket. And it was just Lion Brand Heartland yarn and really pretty blue.
But it's very dark blue.
Very dark. And I just decided, so I pulled it out.
And then my next one is in my stained glass Batman bag. And this is the blue sweater, the Ridgeline cardigan, I believe it's called. Mm-hmm. So I ripped that out. The Plover bag. You guys knew I was gonna rip this one out because I just wasn't loving working on it. Miles of ribbing. Mm-hmm. Literally like 19 rows. No, not 19 rows.
Inches.
19 inches. Bleh. I can handle 19 rows. 19 inches. That's a lot of ribbing.
Okay, this one, I thought I was going to like the project. I don't think it's the pattern. I had gotten a fair amount the first time I started it, and then I found a mistake, and I don't know if I tried to fix it, and I said I had to pull it out, and I started it again, and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. So this is the Alora Dannon project, and it's a baby blanket. It's
baby sweater.
Baby sweater. From the 3-in-3s baby cardigan pattern by Kelly Herdrick. I want to say it's not her fault. It's not the pattern's fault. It was just me. So this is just an acrylic yarn. The thing is, I love this.
It was Kim's yarn, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn print in the colorway Sea Spray Stripe. So it's a really pretty little yarn. So, yep. That's fine.
Okay, so in my Sewers Shed USA PHN Faces bag. Oh, that's what it was in here. This was I had started the Anne cardigan from the Anne of Green Gables book by Joanna Johnson. This probably wasn't the best yarn choice, and also I had got like almost to the arms, realized that I had knit a size too small. So I ripped back, and by the time I started it again in the right size, I had fallen out of love with the idea of working the sweater. Mm. So I finally ripped it. I honestly thought I had ripped it. So.
Right. And I'm done with my ripped stuff.
I have one more? Yeah. I thought you had 6.
I did have 6, but what happened was this one didn't get ripped.
Oh, okay.
I need to frog it, so.
So, in my Sewers Shed USA Keys in the News bag. Oh yeah, this was my I was calling it jokingly Fire on the Forest Floor. It had a different name, but I kind of think Fire on the Forest Floor is funny. But
unless you happen to be in the forest.
I ripped this back. It also had yellow in it, but I've stolen the yellow to go into my Little Women sweater I want to make.
I think I picked these up for you.
You did.
Mm-hmm. On Christmas.
I used Knitted Wit in the Jane hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it for you a couple of years ago.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And it's really that's what part of what makes it. It's really comfortable for a hat.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I do like Knitted Wit.
I've never used the yarn. She had some really good prices that year, and I was like, I'll take those.
Yeah, I think you got me like an orange, a yellow, and a red, which is part of why I was able to do the Jane hat, because those are the colors that are in that hat.
Right. So I still have a bunch that I have to frog. They're sitting here. You'll probably see them next week.
Now, guys, my Jane hat wasn't actually a Jane hat pattern. It was the K-pop hat pattern. I just adjusted it so it looked like the Jane hat a little bit more.
Okay, so
then I have an FO.
Yep.
Come here. Now, I think that I finished in the day before the new year. So
cute.
I finished Comfy Purple Bunny, a.k.a. Comfy. Does he have something on him?
Hair.
Yeah, my hair. Now that my hair's getting longer, my hair's starting to cling to different things. I haven't.
He's shedding.
Yeah, I haven't Not rested. I haven't cuddled with him really because I wanted him to still be in good shape for the podcast. But I love the way it's turned out. I love the way that the blue works. Blue of his eyes works with this purple. I'm actually pretty happy with my placement and everything. Sometimes my legs won't be quite even, and this time it worked out just right. And I'm glad I went with the off-white instead of the pure white.
Yeah.
So, yes, he is done.
So cute.
And he is a bulky. He's made with James C. Brett.
So cute.
Because I wanted a bulky bunny because I like the size of TMNB. But TMNB lives over here. So they're about the same size.
Okay, maybe a little smaller.
TMB's a little smaller?
Yep.
Well, I think James C. Brett's a bigger yarn. This is Miracle Gent's bulky or chunky or whatever. And also, I think I stuffed Comfy a little bit more. TMNB feels a little bit less stuffy. So, yes.
Very cute.
He will be coming back to my room.
Okay, so next.
Next, anything for graphic novel?
No.
I do have some beads and string. Let me reposition to grab that. I got several orders. Gosh, the first one was December 31st. Then I got 2 yesterday. 2 or 3 yesterday, something like that. It was 2. So I had to make a couple chaplets for the person who made the one order because he didn't answer what blue he wanted. He ended up choosing a blue, and I've sent his in the mail. But it allowed me to have 2 more in my shop. So these are St. Paul chaplets. He chose the normal blue, and this one is, I call this, this is teal, and this one is cornflower. So, and it's got the Jesus Master, Way, Truth, and Life centerpiece. And the St. Paul medal. Oopsie, these do not belong both in the same bag. Let's see, this is a cornflower bag, so let me put teal in its proper bag. And then I also made, because I wanted a picture of this, usually for the Infant of Prague, most pictures show the Infant of Prague statue wearing red robes. The one I had made originally had green because the person I was making for liked green. And then the next person who ordered the Infant of Prague rosary wanted green as well. So I finally got a chance to make it with red. This is a nice deep red.
Very pretty.
It's got the Infant of Prague centerpiece with a really pretty Sacred Heart back to it, and then the Infant of Prague crucifix.
Very nice.
So let me put this back. Those are the finished things. Well, I actually have a couple of other things that are finished. They just need the last touches, like, the equivalent of weaving in the ends.
Finishing up.
Yeah. So, hang on, my shawl keeps falling off because I put my bag on top of it. So I have one bag that has all the things I've prepped, but I'm not quite working on them yet. Then this has the ones that I'm actively working on. And this has the ones I'm actively working on that are orders. So they're separated. So I know that these have priority. So someone ordered another Carpenter's Rosary that I need to start. That's my St. Joseph Rosary. Another migraine rosary was ordered. I have a little bit more cord coming in before I can start this. It should be any day now because Amazon's really good about getting things to me quickly. And that played randomly. Okay. Well, my phone decided to randomly play a John Michael Talbot song, God Alone Is Enough. I have no idea why I decided to play that, but okay. Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
Thank you, phone, for that hidden message. So, another person ordered what I call Our Lady of the, Madonna of the Flowers. So it's got rose beads with the larger rose or father beads, and then this really pretty Our Lady centerpiece with roses, with roses around it, and then a mother and child centerpiece. And then it has this crucifix. I'm almost done with this. And she ordered my rose gold mental health rosary. So I will be getting those off to her as soon as I finish off this one. So, sometime I will eventually get an order and not have to pick up more materials with the order money, because it always seems to happen. They order something and I'm missing something in there, or I'm low on something. I need to make sure I don't run out in case someone else orders it.
Well, that's the way it is with shop.
Yeah. Eventually I will not be spending more than I make. I did finish some. I don't think I worked on this one this week. Haven't started Padre Pio yet. I don't think I worked on the big St. Joseph this week. I did, however... Okay. I just need to do the finishing touches on what I call the long St. Joseph. Because some people like to hang it from, like a picture or something. Some people like to have the rosary easily at hand around their neck because they don't have a purse or whatever. So
or
this,
loop it around their belt or something.
a loop, yeah, because this one's actually quite long. And it's got nice oval beads and my St. Joseph centerpiece. I always like these wood beads that I get for my St. Joseph roses because they smell good. They just smell woody. So every time I open the box with all the woods, or even get one of these out, I get a nice whiff of wood. I'm not sure how long it would last if someone was using it, the smell.
Well, probably about the same amount of time when you get the rosewood.
Yeah.
You know, the ones for the Mary.
Although, aren't those like, don't they have added perfume, or is this the actual wood?
I think they have some kind of essence in it. Cedar wood might be a good one.
Yeah.
Cedar.
And then I finished a Pope John Paul II rosary. Well, mostly finished. I need to do the finishing touches. I need to clip off my ends. So, it's got a nice Pope John Paul II centerpiece. And it has, apparently this is the papal crucifix, papal. I don't know why I keep saying papal. Papal crucifix particularly, that he particularly favored. So, I made sure to add that to his. I was glad Mom said something before I added the crucifix I was going to, because it's so much more appropriate to have his specific preferred crucifix.
Yeah, you can look at his staff and you can see it.
So, this one was fun to make, and yeah, I'll put the finishing touches on this one. Probably when I put the finishing touches on the rose one, I'll finish the other two so I can put them in the shop.
And you kind of combine shop news with your beads and string.
I did, because that's really the main news, because most of my shop stuff is, I don't have any new designs out yet. I was up late last night working on design. My new book that I got for drawing out the charts is going to be super helpful. I've already got 2 designs on there. I just have to put them in my charting program.
And my yarn is still hanging downstairs, but I do have kind of what I call a wintry, they're wintry colors downstairs. They're neutrals. And one of them is a definite set. The minis are 20-gram minis, and there's, I think, 5 of them. So that's a set of wintry neutrals, and then the same 5 colors are in complete skeins, and I haven't quite decided how I'm going to list that. If I'm going to list it as a 5 skein set, or if I'm going to list it as a 3 and a 2, or if I'm going to kind of do a mix and match or whatever. We'll see. I haven't had a chance to scan them up because rescan them because we're going to be taking the tree down this weekend, and I didn't want to risk getting the stuff put away in a box somewhere and not being able to find it. So I'm looking forward to, once everything is cleared out for the holiday stuff, we take everything down the weekend after New Year's except for the nativity. So everything is going to come down, and we'll have the house back to quasi-normal. I can start doing, you know, the dyeing and the putting stuff in the shop. I do apologize. I'm not on vacation. I just haven't had a chance to dye yarn right now.
Right. So, and honestly, I probably wouldn't have so much to show for the rosaries if not for the fact that I got some. I mostly run on special orders.
And I do have a couple of special orders. One is on hold for a person who wanted it, and then the other one, she asked me if I would mind dyeing it up, and I asked her if she would mind waiting because it requires me to make up more colors that I don't have right now that aren't really in demand at this time of year.
Right. Now, the light blue, the blue that you had to do for the Davina stocking could be possibly useful for the shop.
Yeah, it
because
will.
that's a nice shade. I also forgot to mention, this is one of the bags that, I think this is from, was this
Margaret.
Was this Margaret's?
I think it was Margaret.
No, wait. Was it Margaret or was it...
I think, is that the one you pulled out when I pulled out my big bag and then...
No.
Okay, then that's from,
Darn it, why am I forgetting names? Stephanie.
Stephanie, yeah.
This is from Stephanie. Because Margaret, I had the big fat sheep. And that's still by my beads. So this was my, because I saw this one from Stephanie's and I immediately grabbed it. I didn't even let anyone else choose. I immediately snagged this one. So this has my rosaries that are special orders. And then this bunny bag came from Laura. This has my ones that are non-special orders and I'm currently working on.
And that's Crocheting Houvian.
Yes. And the rest of the ones that are like in the wings waiting to be started are in a Plover Bird Owls bag.
So you have a Plover Bird Owls bag.
I got it a long time ago.
Okay.
It's my only owl bag.
Okay. All right. So I lost my show notes here. All right. Here we go. Okay.
Next, so we did shop news already.
Basically, yep.
So that leads us on to stash enhancements, which isn't a whole ton.
I have a few things.
I have a couple things. I'll bring this up in reading. But.
We'll do. You want to do Brittany's first, or do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do Brittany's first.
All right.
We got arrived first.
We got a really sweet gift from Brittany.
Yes, thank you so much.
It was very sweet. It was. I think she was. I don't know what she said.
She was thanking us for the.
She sent me some stitch markers. Thank you for the stitch markers.
So yeah, this is. Mine is a mittens. Color of mittens.
Cute little card,
which is always cool.
I have my nice little stitch markers. And then she sent me this beautiful little bag. Isn't this a pretty bag? Look at that. It's so cute. Can you see the I've seen this fabric before. It is just adorable. I love it.
Shockingly, I'm drawn to the one that's actually called Fair Isle.
This is from Halk Yarn, I think is what it's called. Halk Yarn.
Oh, I've heard of Halk Yarn.
I've heard of them. And look at the inside. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of like
Didn't we just talk about Halk Yarn recently for one of my bags?
Maybe. This is a really nice bag, and it's even got a box bottom to it.
I think, it was one of the bags I showed last week.
And it's a drawstring. I'm always nervous about these drawstrings. Let me see here. Is that right?
You're doing it right. Yeah. Okay, so mittens. There's a Knit Picks book, so this is really cool. And what I also like about it is if I really wanted to, it could. Sometimes when I look at a knitting book, sometimes I look at a pattern. Sometimes I'm looking at construction. You know, okay, there's the basics. What can I do with that basic now? A lot of times I might knit a couple of whatever it is in the original pattern, and then from there, that's what happened with me with Christmas ornaments. I did a couple people's Christmas ornaments, and then after that, I started designing my own.
I like that pattern. It's pretty.
That was the one I'm drawn to as well.
And we're talking about this one here.
It's the one called Fair Isle.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. And she also sent stitch markers, so thank you very much.
We have stitch markers. It was incredibly generous. Brittany, it's our pleasure to support your charity. That's
sad nice. I wasn't able to get my other bunny dishcloth.
Yeah, I have all these dishcloths that I found while I was going through my projects. I have to go to Brittany. I think it's like 4 of them or something like that.
And then Emma had sent us a package a while ago.
Wait, I haven't seen Emma yet. Let me put Brittany's away so I don't lose it.
I'm just going to go delete it.
Okay.
She had sent it a while ago, and it just got lost in the mail. A second package she sent to us that we'd shown around Christmas time, last time, got to us before this one. This one arrived, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, because it arrived on New Year's Eve.
Oh, I didn't see that part of it.
Yes.
Nice.
So she sent me a picture.
Very nice picture, Emma.
I'm going to keep it in here because...
we don't know if she wants that.
Right. And even so, you know, she might be fine with the PHNers, but on YouTube, this isn't a private video.
Right.
So I'm not going to show your personal picture.
No, but it's a very nice picture.
It's a very nice picture.
Very nice.
And she sent me a letter, which I'm going to answer in pieces and parts.
She knows that.
Yes. I am going to be using this in one of my project bags.
That reminds me of the owl one. Who gave me the owl? Was it Stephanie?
I don't remember. I think this is adorable.
That is just adorable.
He's such a little fat bunny.
He's so cute.
And my the note papers that she wrote my letter on has little hedgehogs on it. So she hit both things.
But she sent me my message a little shorter. So it's on this beautiful card. So I get a card.
Yes, you got a really pretty card.
Can you see this work on this? Handmade, beautiful card. Absolutely love it. And it's got a cute little owl with flowers and just beautiful. A nice little message inside.
Yeah, there's a message.
Love it. The message is very, very sweet, but it's private, so I'm not going to say anything about it. And then she sent me the cutest little pen. It's got owls on it. Owls on it. I don't think you can see the owls on it necessarily, but
let me hold it up close.
Got owls.
I'm going to hold up. Hopefully you can see it. I have my migraine glasses
on. It's got a little bit of a glare.
It does have a bit of a glare. But there's owls on it.
There's owls on it, and this is my pen. Nobody else can have it.
Oh, I do want to bring up, because part of why I couldn't see it also was I have my migraine glasses on. Davina draws letterheads on all of her letters. And it was funny. She chose to draw both of us, and she drew me with my migraine glasses with a little bit of green on there. Yep. So I'm sitting here like, yep, I guess that's become my thing now.
Yep.
I thought it was cute, actually.
It was. Well, the thing, when she draws, she does things like that. But
I thought it was a really, I thought it was a nice little attention to detail.
Yeah. So this is a very sweet little gift. Thank you very much, Emma.
So I know mine's going to go into some project, maybe in my sweater that I'm going to be starting. Mm-hmm. A lot of times in my new designs, I don't necessarily have a new book going. Because I was going to say it could have gone into like the bunny butt blanket. But a lot of times with my charts, I don't mark off my rows. Right. I find where I'm at and I just go.
Right.
But I guess that leads us on to reading.
Well, I still have one more.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's right. I forgot. This one's a good one.
I got this.
I mean, they're all good. Duh.
My parents gave me an Amazon gift card. So part of the Amazon gift card went to this book. You know, we've spoken about Shannon Mullet-Bowlesby multiple times. And I love his stuff. I've got a class of his on Craftsy. I think this will stand me in good stead. I was absolutely...
He's really good about answering questions.
He is. And this book, I think...
We did a review back in the day of one of his books. Two of his books. We promoted his books.
Yeah.
This is not a promotion. This is just us.
But this book is crochet, and I got it on Amazon for less than the price that's on the back here. And even regardless of the price on the back here, I think this book is worth double. Mm-hmm. It's called Complete Crochet Course. And it goes right from the beginning of everything. Now, that might be a little, more...
But what's good about this is... Okay, so let's go back to something that seems obvious.
Well, wait, let me finish. Okay. This is a little more... maybe a little easier than I need in the beginning, but I want to go from the beginning.
I think that's a good idea.
And get the fundamentals down, because my goal is to do some designing in crochet.
Because I think sometimes when you get started, especially when you've been doing as long as you had before you really start looking at designs, you don't know you don't actually realize maybe you might be missing even like just a small teensy bit of information that might make something click.
Well, and I mean,
sometimes it's just cool to know.
He's got all these... he's got a ton of pictures.
Because you might learn something about hooks that you didn't know before. You might learn something about yarn.
He's got stuff about, and I'm going to be highlighting in this book and writing notes and things. That's why I wanted to make sure I got the hardcover and not the Kindle.
Yeah. Do you have a notebook set aside for that?
I will get one.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be a fairly good size.
Do you have a sticker? So you can put stickers all over the front and decorate it?
You mean my notebook?
Yeah.
Oh, I can get something like that. I can get stickers.
Like you should have something like Yarny or Aloe or something, so you know what it's for.
This is he does foundation stitches. He does,
He was the one who first had me do a foundation single crochet and made me fall in love with it. Mm-hmm. I don't normally crochet flat, but when I do foundation single crochet.
He talks about offset stitches, whatever that means. I'll figure that out. Using one loop, using more than one loop. Shaping is in here.
Now we do tend to use one loop because we really were influenced by Stacy Trock, who crochets in the back loop, and that's how we crochet. If you look at my toy patterns, they're all in the back loop.
So I'm hoping that with getting the basics down really well, I will be able to do some kind of designs.
Mm-hmm.
And
now you only do your toys in the back loop, right? Nothing else?
It depends.
Mm-hmm. Not unless you're trying.
Yeah, this depends. And then in the back, at the very end here...
Now, Mom, if you did a mixture of double loop and back loop...
It gives you a different fabric.
It would be it might make a fun little pattern, a simple fun pattern.
And I've tried that. But this, it talks about yarn weights in the back. It talks about stitch multiple worksheets, because I hate mathing. Stitches and rows worksheet.
And the multiples is where really what's been stopping you because you've had a little bit of trouble wrapping your brain around it.
Yeah, so he's got a worksheet for stitches and rows, and I have another crochet book that does as well, but this is really
You're going to have
clear.
to copy those worksheets.
Yeah, I'll copy them.
So you don't...
So there's 2 worksheets.
Oh, look, there's some back.
Yep.
Oh, it has really nice pictures for charts.
Chart symbols, yeah. I don't like charts for crochet. They find them confusing,
Well,
but this
because
would be helpful.
the problem with crochet is there's so many stitches, so many more than knitted. So there's so many more symbols you have to know. I feel like...
This one.
This book, yeah. And did we do this... Did we run through this book? I know this one we did.
This one we did, yeah. So Shannon is amazing. And
you can also find them by looking up Sheba Guys.
Yeah, Sheba's Guys.
SHIBA.
No, Sheba's.
Sheba's. Hang on. It's in the back of the book. That's why I keep It is Sheba.
Oh, Sheba Guys. Okay.
SHIBA GUYZ. GUYZ. So Sheba Guys.
Yep. And Shannon is the designer, and Jason is the photographer.
Which is super convenient.
Yep. So, yeah, this is really, it looks really
And I mean, you could tell Jason's pictures really do make the difference in this, because this thing is chock full of pictures.
It's got all kinds of pictures, all kinds of designs, all kinds of charts.
So they're really a good team.
This talks about weaving ends.
Because sometimes you'll have books. One of my favorite knit books for a reference, even though it has a lot of good information, it doesn't have a whole lot of pictures. That's where this book does do really well. My little pink book that I love
And look
so
how
much.
thick this is. Under $30 for this. Under $30 for this book. You guys know that this is worth more than that.
Yeah.
It's an excellent book. And so I'm really happy about this. I got it off of Amazon. It's a new book, actually. A newer book for him.
Oh, really?
Yep. I think it came up for...
Featuring more than 190 stitches, 125 tutorials, 98 techniques. So that just a little, in case you guys are interested.
For you crocheters out there, or people who want to learn
People
to
who want to learn
crochet.
crochet, this is a course for it.
And I had a crochet course book before, but the way it was set up was really daunting. This is set up almost like a high school or textbook or college textbook.
Also, you know that if you needed to find him, I'm sure he has a website that you can contact him on. And he's really good about... He was really good about responding to you.
Yes, he was. He's really good. He along with George is our go-to for that kind of thing in terms of just
they're just excellent
they're
people.
just excellent. Yeah, excellent people.
They're very supportive, very helpful. I don't know Jason as well. I think maybe he sent one message.
Yeah,
but I mean, as far as I know, he's very nice too.
I'm sure he is. If he hangs around with Shannon, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
So,
but yes,
yeah,
very awesome book. That leads us on to what we're reading.
Oh, Talia,
Yes, ma'am.
we forgot to show this.
Oh, yes.
Those of you who've been with us for the last year or so know that my husband won an art contest for Genoa Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, the story behind it, Genoa was attached to my work that I was at, and every year they do all the patients who use their pharmacy. They don't just do like psych meds, which is what they would do for my work because I was working outpatient psych at the time. But they do all kinds of medicines. I actually get my meds to them. They send in a bubble pack. It makes it a lot. Yeah, Mom does. Davina does. The bubble packs make it a lot easier for us not to mess up our meds because I'm on quite a few meds. And there were times where I was a little brain fogged and I would mess up my medicines. It's a lot easier now, even though I do have ones that are not in the bubble packs. Yeah. Because I don't get them through Genoa because they're vitamins or they're like specialty drugs. Anyway, they have an art contest every year for all of their clients or their family members.
Yeah, family members, yeah.
And 3 of us use Genoa, so Dad definitely qualified. This was the first year that our local Genoa actually had somebody who had the potential win. So they like bent over backwards to make sure Dad could get his painting in and that he could win. And Dad did win.
Dad won Mike won the overall prize.
Right. They were hoping to do an interview and everything, but with COVID, it's been really hard.
Mm-hmm. They wanted to take him out to lunch and all that, but it's just with the things of COVID, it was just impossible.
I need to let Susan know. I'm in texting basis with the pharmacy.
But this is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's...
Because I knew them as co-workers. So, they can see it.
He got the month of November.
Yeah. And that's a painting, depending on how well you can see, that's a painting of me. It was before my surgery. I think he actually calls it waiting for surgery. Mm-hmm. And one day I come home from Mass, and he just had this idea where he wanted to capture this moment of time. I was still wearing the neck brace constantly. I was still using the wheelchair because I was getting frequent presyncope, which for people who are not medical means that I would feel like I would faint. So I was using the wheelchair because I never know when I would feel like I would faint. So yeah, that he caught a moment in time with my neck brace, with my wheelchair. And I love the fact that he captured that moment in time because it wasn't necessarily a fun period of time, but I think it's important not to forget.
And we got to remember, it reminds you to count your blessings.
Yeah. And well, also, it reminds me that, A, count my blessings, and B, that I ended up being able to deal with more than I ever thought I would. Mm-hmm. Because I was working full-time from a wheelchair while having presyncope. So, obviously I'm not working anymore, but, it's something that it's worth remembering. Mm-hmm. But yeah, now we can go on to reading, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because the other thing I have for readings, it's a stash enhancement, but it's reading.
Oh, okay. So for me, this was from my Saint box that I showed you last week. This is for week 2. I was going to wait till Sunday, which would have been a couple days later than the week began, but I really wanted to start the book. I wanted to give myself a little more time to read in case I did want to get back on the Sunday schedule, but in case I didn't get through my chapters fast enough. Mm-hmm. But also, I'm not rushing it. When I finish the book, that'll be then week 3. It's on my own.
I think I'm going to get that book too. I was looking at it.
Looks good, right?
Yeah.
So the book, I thought it was going to be a biography on the saint because, there's 2 patron saints of migraines. Teresa of Avila, which is the saint centerpiece for the migraine rosary that I showed you earlier that I was going to start for a customer. But for some reason, and I'll have to see if there's an explanation later on why they chose this book for Saint Gemma, who's the other patron saint of migraines. She's really talks a lot about suffering and connection with the suffering Christ. Really a big part of my personal charism. But this book is called Lord, Teach Us to Pray. And it looks really good. I finished the forward and the sorry, my mouth is really dry. The forward and the introduction. So, then it looks like it's really easy to read. So I look forward to going through this.
Ooh.
What?
This is in days. Day 1, day 2, day 3.
Oh, nice. Yep. So yeah, that's this one. It almost looks like, except the writing isn't on there, it almost looks like Jesus, Master, Way, Truth, and Life, but It's not. Because the one that is, I have those little medals that actually have it say Way, Truth, and Life in Latin on the book. Right. Okay, your turn. Because that's all I'm really... Oh, wait, because I want Mom to get a chance to really go into this. On Kindle, I'm occasionally reading The Queens and the Norman Conquest, and then I forgot to bring it with me, but I have a book. It's called The Wisdom Collection, and it's excerpts particularly focused on suffering from Thomas à Kempis's Imitation of Christ. And it's really good. They cut into bite-sized pieces so that you get the meat of the book without necessarily getting overwhelmed by huge chapters. And the way they cut it up is really helpful for me. Whenever I read one of their chapters, it always hits me hard, and I'm like, oh, wow, I needed to read that. So it's a really excellent book. I love the collection. I'm done now.
Okay, this is also in relation to my Pauline family, like Talia's with the Pauline family, or to do her religious. This is actually written by Blessed James Alberione, and it's really hard to get these blue books.
Yeah.
So when it became available, I made sure to pick one up. It's called...
So we have to get them from Rome, don't we?
Read the Sacred Scriptures by Father Blessed James Alberione, because it is the year of Sacred Scriptures for us in the Pauline family, along with the year of St. Joseph for the whole church. So this is, I didn't realize it, but there are reflections that are day by day, and they're about 5 or 6 pages. Do not start. I didn't do that for you. This is got notes in it.
That's always nice.
It's got reflections. It's got readings. So this could be very heavily Bible study-ish. I mean, that's what it is. I mean,
right. Well, that will cover you for the weekday.
Well, I think it's too intense for the week, during the week.
Well, not for the both of us, but you'll have enough time.
I don't think I'll have enough time.
Oh. So it'll be like after you do the one that we're doing together for Flourish?
Maybe, but then we're going right into Lent.
Well, it wouldn't be us. This is your private, because I don't have a copy of the book.
Right.
I can't do it with you.
Right.
Because they said we only wanted one for the households, because it's not fair when they have a limited number for us to take two.
I may ask Father Matter, maybe you can see if they have any left.
I don't have the money.
I'll buy it for you. For your birthday, I'll buy it for you. It wasn't that expensive. So this is really, whenever we can get these blue books, I have this one and I have 2 others. I think Ty has the same number. I think you have 3, don't you, or 4?
Oh, something like that. Father Matt gave me a bunch when I signed up as an Annunciationist.
Yeah, and he gave me the same time he gave you, but I didn't take the one on the priesthood or whatever that you took. I have Abu Dhabi.
Basically, he handed me books, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've read all of them yet.
I haven't started Utkum, whatever it is, yet.
Yeah, one of them I haven't read because they're heavy.
Mm-hmm. They're big. They're just...
Yeah, they're really... God bless Blessed Alberione, but sometimes he could be a little bit...
He's very intense.
Yes,
he was a theologian.
He can be a little hard to read sometimes. So sometimes I need to take a step away from his stuff.
This book is maybe half again as big as Abudante's, and it took me a long time to get through Abudante's.
Abudante's is rough.
It was hard, but this is. I'm looking forward to this because it looks like it's more in line with. I mean, it mentions Benedict the 15th and. All this other kind of stuff. So
Benedict XV, was that after Paul? No, Paul was before. Yeah, because Paul was there when Blessed Alberione died.
Yeah, it goes Paul the Sixth, John Paul the First, John Paul the Second, Benedict, and now Francis.
Okay, but this other Benedict was before the other Paul.
Before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul the Sixth was when I was in high school.
Oh.
So junior high and the first part of high school when John Paul II came up.
You almost said
yes,
JP
because you say it all the time, and I hate when you do that because it's not respectful.
Everyone at colleges would call him JP.
Then they're all disrespectful. Then,
but they really loved him.
I don't care.
They would have posters of him.
It's like Aaron hearing you called ugly moose. It's disrespectful. Okay, so that's that.
It was. We have.
Don't just say that. Yeah, it's not important. Okay, I did do a little on the shared story according to Talia. I don't remember, but I guess I did.
You mentioned it once around Christmas time.
And I started Daily Prayer 2021 and
we've been on that for a little while.
Yeah, Pray Like Mary. I'm really close to done with that.
Isn't that good? Mm-hmm. It's real. Once you get started, it really is helpful.
It is, but I might have to go back and revisit some of the stuff.
Well, you did a lot at one time with that, and when I was doing it, that was my main focus.
And then I finished the consecration to St. Joseph, and the Mother Teresa's just little things. And I'm reading Claudia, wife of Pontius Pilate.
It's a historical fiction.
Yeah, it's about a third of the way through. It's really good. It's a good book.
Well, it sounds like the author did do some of her research because when Mom was telling me something, I'm like, yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate too. Okay.
And I looked some stuff up to see, this is what happened. This is what happened. So. Yeah, so she's got enough to make it qualify.
I just didn't realize Claudia's pedigree. I didn't realize that she was actually in the Judeo-Claudian family.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high pedigree. So he must have really been. I'm interested in what Pilate's particular family was because
nobility.
Well, it would have had to be pretty high for them to make that match because they would have not just married her off to just anybody, not when she's related to the emperor. Mm-hmm. So
she's illegitimate, but she was
okay. So illegitimacy might have made it for a lower match, but still, she's got the Julia Claudian, And that could...
At least, according to this, she was illegitimate. I think we looked it up and she was.
Yeah, well, that's not shocking because she said Julia was her mother, right?
Yeah.
So Julia did have a reputation. So I wouldn't be shocked if Claudia was illegitimate, but regardless, there would still be a bloodline claim.
Right through to Augustus, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, because if Julia was Augustus's daughter, so she is, regardless of whether or not she was legitimate, Claudia was the granddaughter of Augustus. So
which is why Tiberius took her in.
Yeah, so I mean, she would have been prime marriage material. So Pilate must have been up and coming. Like, really, they must have really thought he had a future. I find that super interesting.
Well, in the book, they say that Sejanus was his friend, and so he suggested...
Well, Sejanus really, for a while, pulled the strings for stuff after Tiberius went to his little island.
Yeah, Capri.
So...
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so now that you've gotten your Roman history
Not English today, Roman this time.
Roman this time. Well, because I've been my favorite ancient history lecturer. I finished all his lectures, and I'm bummed. He needs to put out another lecture. Because you know when someone just loves the material they're covering? This guy loves it, and he knows how to transfer that love to you. But he loves it while being measured. Like, I was listening to another guy who's covering ancient Greece, and the guy is not measured. He acts like the Spartans are the greatest thing since sliced bread. He doesn't cover some of the other questionable things that are in that culture that the other guy covers. So I prefer the other guy. I think he's a more balanced, or if he has a bias, he admits to the bias. I think he's a really good teacher, and I wish he had more lessons and great courses. But anyhow, anything else for reading and such?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't either, because most of my writing has been designing type stuff. Because I love my little... I'm going to have to keep one of those kind of books on hand. Because what's nice about it, and I'm not sure I showed you guys the pages, a normal graph paper isn't the right size for knitted stitches. Knitted stitches aren't square. They're kind of a rectangular shape. So my book is supposed to mimic the shape of a knit stitch, so that I can, when I chart it on there, it looks closer to what I'm actually have on my pattern. And then I can later transfer what's on my written page onto a more nicer looking thing that I have on the computer. But it'll make mosaic designing a bit easier for me.
Okay, are we done?
Yeah, that just leads us on to, like, saying bye to people who don't want to hear personal stuff.
Yeah, if you don't want to hear what little personal stuff we
We don't have a whole lot.
We will wish you all a very blessed week and a wonderful, blessed 2021.
Oh, if you are a Patreon, check out the not unexpected, the bonus thing where we cover all of our projects, every single project we had in our bags, and which ones we were going to frog. We decided to frog. And as we went through the process of thinking about, okay, why am I frogging this? Why should I frog this?
It's long.
It's long. And we end up with a final tally of projects, which was ridiculous.
Okay, so if you don't want to hear the life stuff, like I said, we're going to wish you every blessing and good thing. We will hope to see you here for the Fun in the Women Cave next Saturday. If you, I want to thank people before you leave. Again, the people I'm thanking here, if I don't have you down here, is because I didn't see you before we podcasted, all right? So I want to thank Brittany, Renna, Looney Hiker, Steph, Wendy, who's MacGyver, Joan, Cynthia, Sharon, Paula, Stephanie, and Christina.
And Cynthia, I hope we're saying your name right. I'm not sure if maybe you have a different sound with the TIA.
I don't know if it's Cynthia or Cynthia. I'm not sure.
But it's a really pretty name. I've never...
Really pretty name.
It does sound like it might be Italian.
Yeah, or Spanish.
Or Spanish, yeah.
So we want to thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next week if you are leaving, okay? For those of you who are still here, we don't have a lot to say.
No, it's been mostly weathery, so that means symptomy. But other than a few migraines, and a few days of my body being stupid, I've actually gotten a fair amount done. So it's been a good week for the most part.
Yeah, I've been a little frustrated because no matter what I seem to do, I haven't been able to get things done that I want to get done. Mm-hmm. But I think that might ease up a little bit with the holidays.
Well, I was happy because I got those muffins that were, there's prepackaged mix, so it's gluten-free. I got those made, and I've got now a recipe for less expensive calorically blueberry muffins. Mm-hmm. And we also found what I'm going to have for my birthday cake. Right. We usually do cupcakes, but the thing is with gluten-free tends to be dry anyway. And then you make it into a cupcake. You don't want to just take a gluten-free cake recipe and make it a cupcake because with a smaller surface area, it's going to end up drier in the middle.
Although it's fine with the pumpkin. I mean,
maybe it's moist
not
enough.
Not the pumpkin, the pineapple upside down cake.
But it is a little bit heavy.
Daddy actually likes it better.
I know he likes it better. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to go with an actual cupcake recipe, so I didn't want a heavy cake. I wanted a nice, moist cupcake. And they have a strawberry cupcake with strawberry icing recipe. And I love strawberry flavored things.
I do too. Good.
So it was a good match. We're going to have that for my birthday. It'll be gluten-free, dairy-free. It'll be perfect. And then I told you that I actually, after I took a nap because of weather for like 3 hours, I ended up making some enchilada casserole, which I hopefully will have today.
Or you'll have it tomorrow, whichever.
Right.
I think we're having the thing tomorrow, so.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite recipes. Mm-hmm.
So I don't really have much in the way of life stuff to talk about, so I will just, if Ty has anything else to say keep an eye on the shop if you're interested in that. Thank you for everyone who stopped by for the Fun in the Woman Cave. We hope to see you here next week for all that we're doing.
Yes.
In the meantime, we wish you a very, very blessed full week and 2021. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 435, and that's a wrap.
Bye.